Good morning, gang. Happy Wednesday. Many times on this channel, you guys hear me talk about the utter lack of intelligence coming out of Washington, D.C. I mean, whether it be, Joe Biden with mashed potatoes between his ears or the idiocy of pick one AOC, Adam Schiff, Elizabeth Warren, Jamie Raskin. I mean, the stupid stuff that comes out of their mouths. I mean, how idiotic they are. But they don't have a monopoly on being dumb, certainly. Now, if you're in the Democrat camp, this is what you can aspire to. Yeah. I'm going to give you a few things of what's going on. And we're going to talk about your Second Amendment rights this morning. Shall not be infringed, right? There wasn't a except for clause in the Second Amendment. I want to give you this. This is how idiotic the left is. We'll start with this one. Chicago, okay? City alderwoman by the name of Marcia Haddon. If you want to laugh to start your day, this is going to be it. She is promoting a proposal from a community group. Just give you this. Think of community organizers out of Chicago. That would be who this had come from. Those kind of people. We had one of those in the White House. Remember? Okay. But this is a community group called Native Sons. They had written the People's Ordinance, and Miss Haddon is supporting this. This is an ordinance asking gang members not to shoot each other between 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. That if they're going to shoot each other, please just do it between 9 at night and 9 in the morning. That way the city will be safer. Right? Okay. Remember gun control Chicago, okay? You can't own a gun at all. But now we have politicians coming up and saying, well, when you go out and shoot people, can you just do it between these hours? Right? Yeah. But that kind of leads us to Tennessee, all right? And my home state, obviously. And yesterday we had all of the brouhaha go on in Nashville, where the idiot Democrat teeny tiny minority is complaining again about gun control. Mind you this, Gavin Newsom, that stellar politician out of that beautiful, wonderfully run state of California is going to come here to tell Tennesseans how we should do things. Okay. So yesterday, there was in the state legislature a hearing that a bunch of soccer moms, liberal moms, mind you, Nashville has gone to complete shit. The liberals have taken over. You can forget about country music. Country music has gone liberal for the most part. Okay. Minus a few, Oliver Anthony, John Rich. But for the most part, they're, woke. Well, all these soccer moms in there were holding up signs that, this paper has more regulations against it than a gun. Oh, we need to take guns out of the people's hands and stuff like that. And so the Republican majority stopped the demonstration on the floor of the House and said, okay, no more signs in here. Because one of the rules when you go into any legislative body, whether it's the U.S. Senate, the U.S. House, any state or whatever it is, there's a little thing called decorum. And you need to watch, pay attention, and that. Not cause a scene, not cause a ruckus. So the chair of the committee said all signs have to go. And of course, that drove the Democrats nuts, because they need to be heard somehow. Nobody else can talk, only they can. Nobody else can make a point, only they can. So Representative Gloria Johnson, she was one of the three who was threatened with expulsion here a few months back. Gloria Johnson is the piece of shit Democratic Congresswoman from Knoxville. Okay, not mine. Okay, I don't live in Knox County. You couldn't pay me to live in Knox County. All right, you know, again, like any other city, it's a liberal shithole. But Gloria Johnson had to stick her 2 cents into the, you know, her entry into the stupidest person of the day contest. Gloria Johnson put up a tweet yesterday. Goes, after they removed the people from holding signs and everything, this is her tweet. It feels a little like George Wallace is alive and running things at the Tennessee Capitol. Really? You know? May I remind you, Miss Johnson, George Wallace was a Democrat. Okay? You know? Yeah. You're admitting your own party is full of idiots. Thanks, but we didn't need the confirmation. We already knew that. Okay. But so all this talk about gun control, removing guns, yada, yada, yada. How safe do you feel when you walk out of your house, especially if you live in a city? Okay. Out here in the country, not too bad. When I leave the house, I got my little friend with me. Okay. Why? Because you never know where something crazy is going to happen. You know, let's take a look at Oakland, California. I told you guys a while back about the woman who was moving. She had lived in Oakland her entire life, and she's finally moving. She's sad to be moving out of Oakland. But she says it's so bad in Oakland that she's afraid to leave her house because the crime is going on right in front of her house and the police do nothing. Okay? You know, you look at Chicago, all right? And, you know, we got rid of Chicago got rid of Beetlejuice, you know, and brought in a new mayor. Well, Mayor Johnson's policies, crime has increased by 38% since he took office in May. Okay. Robberies up 17%. Okay. I mean, it's insane. The crime is going on. But you look at Oakland. I want you to take a look at something. How safe do you feel? Could this happen to you? Mind you, Oakland is another gun-free zone. Watch this.
Surveillance video captured an armed robbery in Oakland. You can see the two armed individuals approach a woman, hit her in the face with a gun, and then drag her as she holds on to her items. Oakland police say the suspects got away after someone intervened. The incident happened last Wednesday just before 6:30 in the evening near the intersection of 17th Avenue and International Boulevard in the San Antonio neighborhood in East Oakland.
That happened yesterday. Okay? You know, woman getting dragged down the street, pistol whipped and everything of the sort because we can, you know, this is it. And our answer, those of us who are pro-Constitution, pro-Second Amendment, have always been along the lines of we carry a weapon to protect ourselves, not to go out and do any crimes. You know, you look at the mayor of St. Louis. What did she say yesterday? She wants to ban AR-15s and AK-47s in the St. Louis city limits. Why? Because I guess people shouldn't be allowed to protect themselves. Do you think the gangs of St. Louis, of which there are many, are going, oh my God, we have to get rid of our weapons? No. She's just trying to tell these citizens that, you know, sorry, you're not allowed to protect yourself, right? Okay. So let's look at a couple of scenarios here real quick. You know, this also happened in the last couple of days. This is Michigan. Watch this.
Newly released surveillance video showing a Cass County gas station customer firing 7 shots at a suspected armed robber. all while holding a six-pack of light beer.
The shooting seriously injured the suspect, who had armed himself with a box cutter.
Guy with a knife comes into a convenience store, tries to rob the cashier. The good guy with the gun shot him. 7 shots, hit him 3 times, the arm, the back, and the face. Guy lived, so I'm guessing it was probably a 22. Okay, shoot somebody in the face with a 9mm, there ain't much face left. The guy who was robbing the convenience store, he's already a twice convicted felon. He's being charged with his 3rd felony. 3 strikes and you're out. He's looking at life in prison. The gentleman who had the concealed weapon, first off, I got to give him credit for very good trigger control, holding a 6-pack in one hand and a gun in the other. Very nicely done. Okay. No charges. Why? Because the convenience store clerk is alive because of the actions of the man who was trying to buy a 6-pack. Okay? Yeah. Good guy with the gun. Let's take a look at Dallas, Texas. How about this video that happened yesterday?
No. Yeah, we're checking the air filters. Oh, much appreciated. 872.
Criminals try to pretend that they are maintenance workers in an apartment complex, knock on one guy's door, answers through the Ring doorbell, says, "Oh, nobody's home." Criminal goes, "Cool, nobody's home." Check the door on the other side. "Oh, nobody's home. Okay, it'll be quiet right here." And they proceed to come in and try to kick the door down, right? Do you think those 2 guys were going in there to say, "Gee, do you have any lemonade?" No, they were in to do bodily harm or to thieve. The good guy with the gun on the other side of the door gave the correct response. "Eat lead, son." That's it. And of course, the robbers scattered real quick. All caught on, this will tell you the stupidity. The guy rings the doorbell, is answered through a Ring doorbell, which anybody with a brain knows has a camera on it. So he stands there and talks to the resident for 30 seconds on camera, and then comes back with his buddy to try to break into the house, right? What happens? The homeowner responds. The guys run. Homeowner shows the cops the tape. The cops go, "Yep, we know who this guy is," and they've already arrested him. Okay. Let's say that guy didn't have a gun. Those guys would have kicked that door in until they got in. From the stories, it was an elderly gentleman who probably would have easily been overpowered by a young guy and a very large guy, and who knows what would have happened. This is what we've come to. I mean, I didn't have to go look hard for these stories. These were the 3 of the top 8 stories on Breitbart this morning. Okay? 8 stories. 3 of them were these 3. Okay? To give you that. I'm all for gun control. Okay? Let's do it this way. Give a psychiatric test or give a political test to any liberal who wants to own a gun. My form of gun control is this. If you've ever voted Democrat in your life, you're not eligible to own a gun. Why? Because you aren't smart enough to know how to use it. and you can't pass a psychiatric test. I know that sounds a little ridiculous, and you're going to go, but Democrats have rights too. Democrats have rights to a horse, a tree, and a rope. Pinball out.